Well, January is already almost over. Have you accomplished anything? Have you made any progress? Have you taken action to control your finances? While it's never a bad time to take control of your finances, make these next 11 months the time to do it. I did a video a couple weeks ago explaining to you why most resolutions fail. If you haven't seen it already, link will be down in the description down below. And I go well into depth of why most people don't set the correct kinds of resolutions, and I explain to you how you could actually make a change and make something happen. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing for you is going over 7 personal finance resolutions that you could set for 2020. Number 1, just save $1,000. That's right, just $1,000. Only less than 40% of Americans actually have $1,000 in savings, but almost every financial wellness plan available today that's successful requires you to create a $1,000 emergency fund. Now, finding that large sum of money overnight might be difficult, but if you could just put away $83 every single month, you will hit that resolution at the end of the year. And on top of that, you'd be in a better financial position than 60% of the country. Now, if I am being blunt here, I do feel that $1,000 would not be sufficient enough to cover your emergency fund. I think you should try to aim for at least $5,000, and of course, the more the better. But I think $1,000 is a good sweet spot because it's not too intimidating. Most Americans and most of the world, I think, with enough effort, could work to build that sum of money. And when you do finally hit that amount in cash reserve, that does not mean that you should just go out and spend it all. Rather, your goal should be trying to preserve and grow that money as much as possible. If you're nervous about investing and just can't bring yourself to do it, and you have to have that money readily available and liquid, then you could just put away, say, 50% of that, so $500 into some sort of an account and $500 in cash, and maybe you would feel a little bit better about doing that, and you could work to build to that goal much faster. The fact is that if you want to become financially stable and confident, you have to have enough money to invest. And finally, when you do reach that amount of money, you have to keep that away and do not ever sell. Every dollar that you're able to save and put away should be treated like soldiers that go to work for you every single night when you sleep, and that money is going for you overnight. As Warren Buffett says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Now, if $1,000 to you, depending on what kind of position you're in or what kind of career choice that you took, might seem a little bit lightweight to you, or it might seem very scary, we're not nearly done. Number 2, try to make just one extra payment over the course of a year on your mortgage or rent. Just one extra payment on your mortgage every year will actually shorten the length of your loan by 4 to 5 years. You can spread this out over the course of a year, or plan now to direct a certain amount of expected windfall toward it. This could be some kind of a compensation, a tax refund, or a year-end bonus. But it definitely does not mean just go out and try to play the lottery so you hit it, so that way you are able to contribute that much. Just try to see what you can do. And again, it goes back to being disciplined with saving money and being disciplined with putting it away. And if you're renting, you can try to save up as best as possible another month's worth of rent. And this will be a nice little cash reserve for you, so that way you don't have to be so concerned about coming up with the next month's payment. Granted, depending on your location and what kind of estate that you've chosen to live in, this could either be very easy or quite tough. Do your best as possible, and even if it means making your $1,000 cash reserve we discussed in goal number 1 towards your rent or mortgage, so be it. Goal number 3, don't just start thinking about retirement, but actually start putting money towards it. It's now 2020, a new year, which means your year of retirement, no matter how old you are, is now 1 year closer. That's the truth for all of us, but unfortunately 78% of Americans say they're at least somewhat or extremely concerned about having enough money saved up for retirement. Now, there's only one way to change that. Start saving and investing. Now, your school teacher might have told you that the only way to change that is start saving, but you have to start investing right now. Even if it's just a little bit, but there's absolutely no excuse. You can search up right now how to open a retirement account. Open up that Roth IRA. I'll include some videos down in the description down below of what I'm invested in for my Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a great retirement option for you no matter how old you are, and I'll include a video down below of why you need to open up a Roth IRA right now. Most classic financial books will tell you that 10% of your income is more than enough to start directing towards a retirement account. But in this age, I do think that you have to start to strive for much more than that. Try to get closer to 20%. Wages might be going, but it's very steadily and very slowly, and the cost of living is skyrocketing much more than the average person definitely is making in this country. So you have to start as young as possible right away. Goal number 4, embrace a shopping ban to challenge your shopping habits. Now, the longer you can go without shopping and spending on luxuries that you can't afford and don't need, the better. But let's just say for the average person out there, this might be a little bit tough. but let's just call it 2 or 3 weeks. You can take baby steps and start going for longer streaks without spending, gradually over time. Pick the dates, mark them now, and commit yourself to not spending any money on things that you don't need for 2 or 3 weeks right now. Of course, groceries and that $1,000 cash reserve and your extra mortgage payment that I know you're working on right now would be the exception. Remember, there's no downside to this experiment, only the upside. You'll only learn more about yourself and rethink your consumption habits. And best of all, you'll save some money along the way, so there's no reason not to try this. And any money that you must spend on something like clothes, try to buy secondhand, pre-owned, try to thrift them. Once you're obligated to cut your nasty spending habits, you'll be much easier to start saving money and put aside money to invest. Number 5, this is an interesting personal finance goal. Try to sell $250 worth of clutter. The premise is very simple. Sell your unwanted things and items into cold hard cash. This will allow you to free up some space, get rid of that clutter, and you'll also build some savings along the way. Minimizing your stuff is a win-win, and it's probably the biggest no-brainer on this list. But what if you don't have the time to start with garage sales, and you definitely don't want to try to sell things to people on the street? So how are you going to accomplish this? Well, it's actually super simple. All you have to do is just open up an eBay account. You can get the eBay app right on your phone and just start selling. There's tons of free tutorials on YouTube and the internet of how to actually sell things on eBay, and you can easily start putting pictures online just with your phone and get those good keywords and descriptions in, so that way you'll show up in better listings closer to the front page. And because the amount of money that you're going to be selling it for isn't going to impact you or influence you in any way, you could feel free to mark it down and price it as low as you'd like, and you'll actually be able to show up in those lowest price listings. This way, someone looking up the lowest price of your specific item, you'll show up as close to the top as possible. Anyone can sell on eBay. There's a massive audience right now. Someone actually wants what you have that you don't want, believe me. And if you wanted to take it to the next level, there's free listings on Craigslist, there's garage sales in your area guaranteed, and you could make even more money. And number 6, try this year to remove 1/4 of your wardrobe. Decluttering could have a positive impact on our financial circumstances beyond the simple selling of clutter. Decluttering also frees up space and creates a more healthy living environment. It can also greatly change the relationship with our stuff and our money. For example, if you have a closet filled with only things that you love, it will only lead to more contentment. And this also only leads to better control of your urge to accumulate. You'll realize you don't need that latest fashion item or that latest bag. You don't need more sneakers on top of the ones that you already have. In addition, getting ready in the morning might be even less stressful. This would only lead to better productivity for your day ahead and week ahead. That's always good for the bottom line, so try to declutter and get rid of as much stuff as you can from your closet. You'd be surprised at what a difference it could make when you only have a few articles of clothing to choose from. And number 7, for all the dual income families out there, try to seek to save one spouse's entire salary. Now, if you thought trying to save $1,000 would be intimidating, this might seem way out of proportion. But if you do have a spouse working and you try to determine to live on just one spouse's salary, this could make a massive difference. When you try to make an effort to save an entire salary, you'll see a great difference in your finances and your budget. Now, this also goes nicely with making a budget, so when you do try to make an effort to save an entire salary, you will notice a large difference at the end of each month of how much money that you have left over. Many couples could find great financial success from doing this right from the start of their marriage. Even if you don't think you could do this for every year, try to just do it this year, and even if you think you can't do it for every month, try to do it for just 1 month. You won't have to worry about having enough money at the end of every month. You won't have to worry about having enough money to save and invest. When you try to pretend that one salary doesn't exist and the other does, you will see a great influence on your finances. This could be a game changer for you and put you on your path to wealth, so do everything you can in your efforts to make it happen. Too many people face great financial stress because they're living above their means, so when you pretend that you don't make nearly as much as you do, you will see change. But it all starts with taking action and actually making that change. But I want to hear from you what progress you're going to be making and what are your financial goals this year. Tell me down below how much you are striving to save, so that way it is permanently in writing. If you enjoyed that video, if you got value out of it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button. And if you'd like to see more videos from my channel, I post videos every single week covering business, finance, entrepreneurship, mindset, tips and tricks from my own strategy. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post videos every single week. And if you'd like to be first in line to see it before anyone else, be sure that you hit that little notification bell as well, so that we're notified every time I upload a new one. See you in the next video.